It's 3 p.m. and time for the Daily Community Briefing. Team coverage of the latest local news important to you. Now let's head to the Wallingford Broadcasting Studios for the Daily Community Briefing.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Daily Community Briefing on 100.7 The Coyote and WBON TV. I am Gwendolyn Morton. We've got all the late breaking news here in Richmond and surrounding counties, along with the COVID numbers and what's going on with COVID around the state. Our Daily Community Briefing is brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair, Affordable Heating and Air, Mountain Adventures, Bluegrass Marble and Granite of Richmond, Davis and Powell Funeral Home in Berea, and Always Growing Children's Resale Store in Berea. 2 officers with the Richmond Police Department are now off duty following allegations that the pair were engaging in sexual activity while on the clock. Assistant Chief Rodney Richardson reports the pair received disciplinary action following an internal investigation. One of the officers, Major Rodney Tudor, resigned from his position effective February 12th, and the City Commission approved his resignation at Tuesday's City Commission meeting. The other officer, Emily Faulkner, was put on a 10-day unpaid suspension, received a letter of reprimand, and a 1-year probationary period. Highway fatalities are up in Kentucky. They increased last year, according to preliminary numbers from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's Office of Highway Safety. Initial data indicates that there were 778 fatalities in 2020, the highest count since 2017. Of the 778 highway fatalities last year in Kentucky, 57.1% were not wearing a seatbelt and 15.7% involved alcohol. Approximately 32% involved speeding or aggressive drivers, and 19% involved driver distraction. Pedestrians and bicyclists accounted for 97 deaths, and motorcyclists accounted for 74 deaths. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Secretary Jim Gray says the number of unrestrained deaths is particularly concerning, increasing by almost 6% compared to 2019. We face a great challenge, and we pledge to continue working with our local, state, and federal partners until we reach a goal of 0 deaths on Kentucky roadways, said Gray. However, we need the public's help. We're asking motorists to commit to safe driving behaviors when behind the wheel that save everyone. Both drivers and passengers pledge to always buckle up. Governor Andy Beshear 2021 recommended budget included historic safety investments, including $3 million to implement a strategic highway safety plan in a bold effort to save lives related to 6 emphasis areas: aggressive driving, distracted driving, impaired driving, occupant protection, which includes seat belts and child seat belts, roadway departure and vulnerable road users, which are motorcycles, pedestrians, and bicyclists. The fatality figures will remain preliminary until the highway crash data is collected. The final report will be released in April of this year. So far in 2021, preliminary numbers indicate that there have been 79 roadway deaths, down 5 compared to the same time last year. Downtown Richmond will soon be getting a facelift of sorts, as a revitalization plan was approved and earmarked on the budget for this year by the City of Richmond. The new upgrades were proposed in the last City Commission meeting by the Communications and Community Development Coordinator for the city, Tyler Johnson. Johnson spoke with News Director Marissa Hempel and detailed the things that can be expected in the downtown area.
The new improvement plan, which was proposed to the City Commission, has been approved, and the budget is earmarked to see some much-needed upgrades to downtown Richmond.
We've been working on this for a while. I've had some help from Lori, tourism director, and input from citizens and business owners as well. And we kind of came up with a list of 5 or 6 different line items that we could really tackle this summer as it warms up, the spring and the summer, to beautify downtown. And so the examples of those would be, we're going to pressure wash and clean up the sidewalks on Main Street. We are going to repaint some of the crosswalks that were painted back in 2008 and weren't repainted since then. We're going to install new planters and hanging baskets all along Main Street, new banners to replace some of the ones that we've had up in the past years that have ripped or been damaged, new garbage receptacles, wayfinding signs so that we can point people in the direction of City Hall or the Chamber of Commerce or those sort of landmarks that we have, our tourism office. And then we'd also like to use banners and graphics on vacant windows of buildings to give off more of a polished look than what some of these buildings that have been sitting vacant for a number of years look like now. And that just gives it more of a clean look for people who are traveling downtown and visiting.
With the aforementioned banners, Johnson had also proposed possible new logos that will give downtown that unified look he spoke of.
We have a logo that we've been using tentatively. It's not an official logo yet, but we hope to do that as part of sort of a branding overhaul that we'd hope to get done. And I imagine that logo will be the one that we use on the new banners. And we took some pictures and found some pictures of other cities that have used American flags in the summer, from July 4th to Labor Day. It's a really nice look, too. So we think right now what we're going to do is have 3 different banner designs that we rotate through the year, and then in that summer window probably use American flag.
Johnson continues saying that the funding from the city has been approved as part of the budget amendment.
When we start working on our new budget that will start in July of this year, there will be money appropriated for that next budget cycle. So that way we can get started right away. We don't have to wait for July to roll around to start spending money. We can start this as it warms up into the spring.
He adds that there is no tentative start date just yet. However, updates will be posted on Facebook and on WBON TV if there will be any road closures as the beautification process continues.
We are going to be very transparent when that's going to be done and give notices to residents through our Facebook page and contact businesses so that they have a good understanding of what's coming and what that caution will look like, the safety measures. Commission's excited to get this rolling, and after our commission meeting where I presented this, I had a lot of citizen input. A lot of people are really excited for this, and I'm happy for the downtown district.
Stay tuned right here to WBON TV and all Wallingford broadcasting stations for local stories such as this. For Channel 9 News, I'm Marissa Hempel.
Thank you, Marissa, for that report. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet advises motorists that highway crews are utilizing the break in winter weather to address maintenance issues. This includes pavement items such as potholes. The traveling public can expect to see maintenance operations for varied locations in District 7. Motorists should be prepared to slow down and/or stop when encountering a work zone. 3 factors producing potholes: excessive amounts of moisture beneath the pavement, the freezing-thawing cycle, and traffic volume. Potholes begin with water seeping into roadway cracks. The small cracks then can quickly become a pothole. Freezing and thawing temperatures cause pavement to expand and break apart. Potholes increase due to extreme cold temperatures and the amount of precipitation. A cold mix is used to repair potholes during winter months. Once spring arrives, the potholes are repaired with a hot asphalt mix. The hot mix assists with smoothing out rough spots on the asphalt. Pothole patching is a mobile operation. Motorists are advised to watch for signage and flashing arrows directing of the ongoing work. Motorists in Kentucky may report a pothole for state routes through the following: toll-free at 1-877-4-KYTC, and that's 1-877-367-5982, or also through 1-800-PATCH-IT, and that's 1-800-728-2448. And with that, we're going to go to our first break of the day. Come back because we've still got those COVID numbers and lots more news here on 100.7 The Coyote and WBON TV.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Mountain Adventures is a new, unique store open in Irvine. They have both fruits and vegetables from local farmers and from farmers around the state. Stop in and see their huge selection of bananas, oranges, watermelons, plus potatoes, corn, green beans, and so much more. Mountain Adventures has also teamed up with Two Farms Meat to offer Estill Countyans a place to get your meats and all the other fixings, plus jams, jellies, and they also offer gift baskets. At Mountain Adventures, located at 70 River Drive in Irvine, or like them on Facebook.
granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Jerry Goebel today.
Donate or shop at the new location for the Habitat Restore in Madison County. The proceeds from the Habitat Restore go towards helping build a home for someone in need. Shop, donate, or volunteer at the new location for the Habitat Restore in the old CVS Pharmacy building on Main Street in Richmond.
Affordable Service Solutions is the heating and air company you want to call when you want the work done right the first time for an affordable price. That's Affordable Service Solutions. Call Brian at 779-0122 for all your heating and cooling needs, plus Tempstar units at an affordable price. That number again is 779-0122. And remember, Affordable Service Solutions is your local Tempstar dealer.
When I started to experience the world from practicing law, it showed me that there's a lot of injustice that can be corrected. We're called personal injury attorneys, but I'm not there for the injury, I'm there for the recovery. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people recover after they've been hurt. If the big firms are gonna drop you as soon as your claim entails some kind of work, some kind of additional effort, why not just come to someone who's gonna put the work in the first place?
Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is your outlet for bulk landscaping materials. They have served the community with their huge selection of decorative gravels and bulk mulch for over 16 years. Announcing new for 2021, Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is offering trees and shrubs. They serve landscapers, business owners, and homeowners alike. Add a landscape bed or spruce up your garden with plants and ground covers from Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply. Minutes from Richmond, just off exit 76 in Berea. 102 Spring Circle Drive, 986-2985.
Welcome back to the Daily Community Briefing on 100.7 The Coyote and WBON TV. I'm Gwendolyn Morton. The Daily Community Briefing is brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair. Get your power equipment ready for spring at Bishop's Small Engine Repair. Let Bishop service your mower North Estill Avenue in Richmond. Affordable heating and air for all your heating and air needs. Call Brian with Affordable Heating and Air Conditioning at 859-779-0122. And Mountain Adventures. Get everything you need for your next family meal at Mountain Adventures. They've got all the fruits, vegetables, and locally produced meats located at 70 River Drive in Irvin. Well, the athletic directors for the 44th District Schools held their annual basketball district tournament meeting earlier today at a local restaurant in Richmond. The ADs from Model, Berea, Madison Central, and Southern all met to determine the details of the district tournament coming up in March and to draw up for a few of the matchups. The 44th District is one of only 3 districts in the entire state that still does have a blind draw for the district tournament pairings. Madison Southern, being the host school, got to draw first, and they pulled out the number 4. Model would follow, and they would draw the number 1. Berea drew third and pulled out the number 3, meaning Madison Central would have the number 2 spot. The matchups for upcoming tournament will now have Model facing Madison Central in the first round and Berea taking on Madison Southern. First round games will be placed on March the 15th and 16th, with the finals on the 19th, and all games will be played at EKU. You can catch every game of the 44th District Tournament live on WBON TV. And speaking of our local sports coverage, tonight we will be live at Berea for the first round of the All-A Classic Tournament as the Lady Pirates face Pineville. Our coverage here begins at 5:40 this afternoon. American Heart Month is coming to a close, and to end off the month, physicians at Baptist Health Richmond will be hosting an Ask the Doctors virtual seminar where anyone can sign up for free and get information from experts in real time. WBON TV spoke with Dr. Scott Cook, a cardiologist at Berea Health Richmond, who explained where you can sign up for this free informative session. With the story via Zoom, here's Marissa Hempel.
Now we got about a little less than a week left of American Heart Month, which we talked about few weeks ago previously, but you are doing a session virtually where you can basically ask you and other top cardiologists pretty much any questions, right? Do you want to talk about the Ask the Doc session?
We're kind of nearing the end of American Heart Month. And so to kind of wrap things up, what we want to do is just really give the community a chance to ask us questions directly. Anything regarding heart care, heart health, cardiac, disease prevention, any and all questions will be welcome. We'll have a dietitian with us, which is always one of the more common questions I get in clinic is, well, what can I do to change my diet, or what diet should I follow to follow a heart healthy diet? So we'll have a professional there to answer those questions as well.
So this is basically a free way to get like a consultation with you guys, right?
Absolutely. We'll take all kinds of questions. Of course, not too personal, but any general kind of questions we'd be happy to answer to kind of promote heart health and what to do in terms of heart care.
What are some basic bullet points that you think would be most important? I know previously we spoke about women being more at risk and how you can really not exhibit many symptoms. Do you care to mention some topics that you think would be of utmost importance for the public to know?
I think taking it from the beginning, kind of, how do we recognize heart disease? What kind of symptoms should you be more concerned with? Especially for the general public, when should you be concerned enough to be seeking, an appointment with a heart doctor to take another look at things? After that, then any questions about how do we diagnose and treat heart disease? That's always a big topic, in terms of how we deal with this. So if we do diagnose coronary artery disease or heart failure or arrhythmia, what are the options we have for treating that, especially here locally in Richmond? And then, of course, heart health prevention, which is kind of the topic of February here, is if we don't already have heart disease, what kind of changes can you be making to try to prevent it in the future and give yourself the best chance of avoiding significant heart disease in the future?
And this will be taking place this Friday. What is the time again?
It'll be at noon this Friday on the 26th.
So again, it's free and you do get the kickback of the Chick-fil-A card, correct?
That is correct. So if you show up, then automatically by showing up, you get a Chick-fil-A card.
Now, will this session, obviously it's going to be virtual because of the times we're living in. Is it going to be a Zoom style or can people type in questions? How does that work?
So it'll be a Zoom style. To register, they actually just go to baptisthealth.com/Richmond events. And that's how they can actually register for the Zoom meeting. They can ask us questions directly over Zoom. And I believe they can also write in questions that can be answered as well.
Thanks, Marissa, for that story. U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell announced Kentucky's colleges and universities were allocated a total of over $203 million to support students and campus communities during the coronavirus crisis. The federal funding distributed by the U.S. Department of Education was made available by the additional targeted COVID-19 rescue legislation Senator McConnell negotiated and led to enactment in December. Kentucky colleges and universities have taken bold and innovative steps to protect their campus communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm proud to announce these additional federal resources that will support students as they pursue their education and reach for their goals, said Senator McConnell. With the increasing distribution of safe and effective vaccines across Kentucky, we are closer than ever to ending this crisis. As we do, our institutions of higher education are well positioned to help our Commonwealth come roaring back. Earlier this week, Senator McConnell also announced an additional investment of nearly $1.2 billion into Kentucky's K-12 education, including private schools and child care facilities. Looking for a way to spend more time outside this spring and summer? And a new job maybe? The city of Berea is accepting applications for a position of seasonal park maintenance. Applicants must be 18 years of age or older, hold a valid Kentucky driver's license, have a high school diploma or equivalent, and be able to lift up to 50 pounds, and be available to work evenings, weekends, and holidays from March through October. Applications are available on the city's website and may be emailed to hr@bereaky.gov or mailed to City of Berea, Attention HR, 212 Chestnut Street, Berea, Kentucky 40403. Resumes will not be accepted unless accompanied by an application. For questions, please call the Parks and Recreation Office at 859-986-9402. Looking for a job? It's a good opportunity there. I'm going to give you that number one more time, 859-986-9402. Well, the Madison County Health Department will help you get a crib. Every baby deserves a safe crib, and we still have a few cribs for those who need them. Call 626-4263 and ask about the Cribs for Kids program. And that's the Madison County Health Department. We're going to now go to our second break of the day. Come back. We've got lots of COVID news. With 100.7 The Coyote and WBON TV, I'm Gwendolyn Morton.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Mountain Adventures is a new, unique store open in Irvin. They have both fruits and vegetables from local farmers and from farmers around the state. Stop in and see their huge selection of bananas, oranges, watermelons, plus potatoes, corn, green beans, and so much more. Mountain Adventures has also teamed up with Two Farms Meat to offer Estill Countyans a place to get your meats and all the other fixings, plus jams, jellies, and they also offer gift baskets. At Mountain Adventures, located at 70 River Drive in Irvin, or like them on Facebook.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Jerry Goebel today.
Donate or shop at the new location for the Habitat Restore in Madison County. The proceeds from the Habitat Restore go towards helping build a home for someone in need. Shop, donate, or volunteer at the new location for the Habitat Restore in the old CVS Pharmacy building on Main Street in Richmond.
Affordable Service Solutions is the heating and air company you want to call when you want the work done right the first time for an affordable price. That's Affordable Service Solutions. Call Brian at 779-0122 for all your heating and cooling needs, plus Tempstar units at an affordable price. That number again is 779-0122. And remember, Affordable Service Solutions is your local Tempstar dealer.
When I started to experience the world from practicing law, it showed me that there's a lot of injustice that can be corrected. We're called personal injury attorneys, but I'm not there for the injury, I'm there for the recovery. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people recover after they've been hurt. If the big firms are going to drop you as soon as your claim entails some kind of work, some kind of additional effort, why not just come to someone who's going to put the work in the first place?
Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is your outlet for bulk landscaping materials. They have served the community with their huge selection of decorative gravels and bulk mulch for over 16 years. Announcing new for 2021, Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is offering trees and shrubs. They serve landscapers, business owners, and homeowners alike. Add a landscape bed or spruce up your garden with plants and ground covers from Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply. Minutes from Richmond, just off exit 76 in Berea. 102 Spring Circle Drive, 986-2985.
Welcome back to the Daily Community Briefing here on 100.7 The Coyote and WBON TV. The Daily Community Briefing is brought to you by Bluegrass Marble and Granite of Richmond at 635.5 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Bluegrass Marble and Granite can take care of all your remodels or fabrication needs. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea has the best aftercare in the business when every detail counts. Remember, Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. Always growing children's resale store in Berea, just down from Berea Ace Hardware everywhere in the strip mall. Every Tuesday and Thursday, they buy your children's gently worn clothes. And in the third segment of our program, we always talk about the COVID numbers and what's going on with the Beshear report with the newest numbers and information about vaccine distribution. Here's Ron Likens.
There were 1,306 new cases reported statewide of COVID-19. There were 51 new deaths. There are now 863 hospitalized with 228 in ICU and 112 on a ventilator. The positivity rate now stands at 5.90%. Wednesday, Governor Andy Beshear joined other community leaders at the Shiloh Baptist Church for a vaccination event to try to get more minorities to get the COVID-19 vaccination.
It is critical that the color of your skin or the size of your bank account does not matter in the accessibility of getting this vaccine. We have a historic obligation to meet this moment.
Also attending yesterday's meeting was Lexington NAACP President Reverend Jen Thurman, who told the audience taking the vaccine is a matter of life or death.
I know how many of us African Americans feel about this particular vaccine. We listen to all the hype surrounding it, how fast it was, how we can't trust the government. Believe me, we must take this vaccine. It's a matter of life and death. And having studied the entire genesis of how it came about, I was encouraged more so than ever to take this vaccine. I have taken the second dose just about about 45 minutes ago. So I advise all my brothers and sisters to do the same.
African Americans make up approximately 8.4% of Kentucky's population. They account for about only 4.6% of those who have been vaccinated so far. From the WBON TV 9 newsroom, I'm Ron Likens.
Thanks, Ron, for that daily governor's report. Lots of good information there. We're going to go now to the current incidence rate throughout the state of Kentucky. Numbers a little bit all over the place from yesterday. Yesterday, we were at 37 red counties. Unfortunately, we have gone up 7 in that category. We now sit with 44 red counties in the state. 16 yellow yesterday. Today, we are down to 14, and 66 were in the orange yesterday, down to 62 in the orange today. Almost half the counties there in the orange. Just around the state, just a reminder, it's been a while since we've gone over this incidence rate and how it breaks down. We've got the critical area, which is 25 and above, and the accelerated, which is 10 to 25. And that's important today because today Madison County sits at 25. So we are just on the cusp right now between the red and the orange segment. So Madison County 25. Estill County dropped all the way down to 8.1. Other surrounding counties, Jackson at 21.4 in the orange, Rockcastle 25.7, just barely hanging on to the red there. Garrett County back down to 14.6. Jessamine looks like they are at 31.7, Clark at 16, and Fayette at 25. Again, kind of interesting to show how those counties go up and down. If you kind of look at those red counties, especially right there through the middle, you've got Boone, Grant, Scott, Fayette, Madison. That follows the line of 75 directly down the state. So interesting that those counties are staying in the red. You can kind of also see that same trend for 65 over through Henry County, Shelby, Spencer, and so on. Madison County numbers for today, like we said, we're right at 25 for the incidence rate. We had 28 new cases in Madison County, active cases 543 new cases. And community drive-up COVID testing. If you're not feeling well, we have several options for you to go and check yourself out. Today is Thursday. We have testing today in McKee at the White House Clinic from 9 to 5:30. So up until 5:30 tonight, you have that option. You've also got Richmond at the Big Hill Christian Church and Mount Vernon White House Clinic from 9 to 5. Fridays, you can go to Richmond, Big Hill Christian Church in Lancaster, the Garrett County Health Department from 1 to 5. And of course, Saturdays, we now have that Saturday testing facility here in Richmond, and that is at the White House Clinic. And you can go from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Fridays to get that drive-up test. Thanks for joining us today on the Daily Community Briefing. We'll be back here tomorrow with more numbers and breaking news here in Madison County and surrounding. Join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm Gwendolyn Morton on 100.7 The Coyote and WBON TV.